Greetings, gentlemen, gentlewomen, gentle children, ruffians, and whatever else you may consider yourself. This is Real Appalachia with Shane Simmons, and this is a very special episode because a couple of months ago I did a poll here on YouTube, and I gave 4 options asking where folks wanted me to go visit next. First one was Butcher Holler, which of course was made famous by the one and only Loretta Lynn. The other option was Dolly Parton's home in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. A third option was Andy Griffith's hometown of Mount Airy, North Carolina. And fourth, and the winner of this poll, was Coalwood, West Virginia, home of Homer Hickam and the Rocket Boys. And I gotta tell you, I was kind of happy with that outcome because I love Coalwood, I love Homer Hickam, I love his writing, I love him as a person. Follow him on social media, and he's just a fantastic human being and an amazing representative of Appalachia to me. So thank you guys for voting. There was well over 400 votes and really wasn't even close. Coalwood won with 38%. So a lot of interest in this town and a lot of interest in this video. So I was hoping I would have the perfect words, the perfect phrases, the perfect way of saying things. But if you watch my videos for much as long as 5 minutes, you know I'm not capable of that. I do the best I can do. I ramble, I scramble, I bumble, and I stumble, but I do have a lot of passion, so that makes up for a lot, thankfully. So getting into Coalwood. Coalwood, the story of Coalwood probably begins pretty close to 1869, and that's when the Snake Route post office opened. And it wasn't until 1902 where the first writing of the word Coalwood appears anywhere, and the Coalwood post office opens in 1903. So it has a steep history in coal mining. Beginning in 1905, when George Lafayette Carter bought up 20,000 acres of land in McDowell County, West Virginia, including what would become Coalwood. And if George Lafayette Carter sounds familiar to you, he is very well known in this region. His fingerprints are on so many things. He started the college that would eventually become ETSU in Johnson City. He was one of the people who started Clinchfield Coal, and he also started the Virginia Iron, Coal, and Coke Company. His hands are on all kinds. I mean, that's just scratching the surface. This guy was involved in so much. And he was a local fella. He was from Hillsville, Virginia originally. So I think that's why he invested a little bit more in these towns and in these people, which is also why you'll see a lot of them still around in pretty good shape. If you saw my Coretta video, Coretta was also one of the towns. It's the sister town to Coalwood. And it's still, a lot of those homes were in pretty good shape. But moving right along, the first mines in Coalwood were drift mines, slope mines, and then eventually they opened a shaft mine. And in 1913, Carter Coal Company was formally established, and it mined throughout that boom time until 1922 when George Lafayette Carter sold it out to Consolidation Coal Company. And in 1933, Consolidation defaulted on its note with Carter Coal Company, and it reverted back to its original owner. So the mines at Coalwood went back to George Lafayette Carter's company, Carter Coal Company. And George Lafayette Carter passed away in 1936, but his company owned it until 1947, when they sold out to another company that would eventually be known as the Olga Coal, and which you may have heard that name thanks to the Rocket Boys book and October Sky movie by Homer Hickam. So in 1986, the mine closed, and 1998 is when Homer Hickam released his book Rocket Boys, which was a massive success. And then in 1999, Universal Pictures released October Sky, the movie based on the book Rocket Boys by Homer Hickam. And of course, the rest is history. Now, October Sky, the reason they went with that was for marketing purposes. It's actually an anagram. If you mix up the words or the letters to Rocket Boys, it makes October Sky. And the marketing folks with Universal Pictures thought that might be more appealing to women than the name out of Rocket Boys would be. So they called it October Sky, and there you go. I don't think that Homer Hickam was wild about that name change, but I guess he kind of went along with it because usually these studios think they know more than the people who write these things, so who knows. Moving on to Homer Hickam, he was born in 1943, and his father was a mine superintendent there at Olga. And what really launched and stroke of passion with Homer Hickam was in the events that happened on October 4th, 1957, when the Russians launched the Sputnik satellite, and that really was an awakening for Homer Hickam and several of his buddies. They attended Big Creek High School together, and so they formed what was called the Big Creek Missile Agency. And the fellows along with Homer Hickam were Roy Lee Cook, Willie Rose, Jim Odell Carroll, Quentin Wilson, and Sherman Sayers. And so they went about building rockets, and long story short, they went on to win the top prize at the 1960 National Science Fair, which of course was a major story in its day and a major accomplishment for anybody from anywhere, but much less some boys from good old coal country in Appalachia. That's quite an accomplishment. So Hickam went on to attend Virginia Tech. Then he served in the Army during the Vietnam War and was a decorated soldier, serving nobly for our country, and for which he won some medals. And then he went to work, of course, for NASA. And in 1998, of course, he released his Rocket Boys book. He now lives in Huntsville, Alabama, and I guess it's fair to say that the Rocket Boy has become a rocket man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Oh, you saw that coming, admit it. If you watched my videos, you knew I was gonna work that in. But I just love Homer Hickam. I said it again. I love the book. I love the movie. I love the book more than the movie because it's a little bit more nuanced. And of course, they always add more detail and color a better picture for you. But I do love the movie as well. Now, Homer Hickam, this is where I'm struggling to come up with the words, because I just absolutely love what he stands for. It's not about a rocket. It's much bigger than that. It is following your dreams and having passion and not seeing limitations no matter where you're from or who you are. If you believe strong enough, if you work hard enough, you can make anything possible. It doesn't have to be launching a rocket into space. It can be whatever your dreams are. But I think that's the greatest thing as parents we can do for our children, is to encourage and promote this belief, this conviction, this unyielding belief in yourself, in your children, to where they know that they can tackle the world and accomplish anything that they set their minds to. So I just love that about Homer Hickam, and I pray I get a chance to meet him at some point in this life. But if not, it doesn't matter. He's left a lasting impression that will last with me for my lifetime. So without further ado, let's get to the Coalwood video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. The sign says, "Coalwood welcomes you." And let's just see what kind of warm welcome we do get. What say you? On the road here, and this is a camp style, you can see again, I know every time you watch one of my coal camp videos, I feel the need to explain why and how things are. This is Coalwood, and again, it was home of the Rocket Boys. The mine at Coalwood was a deep mine, meaning they would have dropped them in from an elevator, which was located in this area now. Okay, we're starting this little cul-de-sac here. This part of the video, and we'll head back into Coalwood. And to the left right there is where you would go to see the launch site. Discovery Lane, Jim Branch Road. Let's see what else we can see here. This little park is where they've got the space shuttle. You'll be able to see that up here to the right. Right there. Turn around and give another shot of that, because it's pretty cool. I don't see anywhere to park. I'd give us all a closer look of it, but this will have to do for now. Look at the space shuttle. Well, lucked out, found a parking place so I could take a little closer look at the little space shuttle and flag. It's actually on loan from NASA, supposedly, but they'll never get this back. It's been 20 some years. It says Endeavor. Or should I say, I hope it doesn't get it back. Pretty cool little thing to have in your town, I do say. It's another nod to let you know you're in the right place. And there's the mini rocket. Just launch that sucker right up into space. The doggo sound effect has nothing. And there's a handy dandy sign showing where the launch site is. Down this road. Frog level, back road. So it's in this general vicinity where the rocket was launched. A little bit of a rough drive to get out here, but these days, but alas, no piece of history. Okay, back on the road. We'll get back down to the more main part. An old baseball field. Well, let's just turn up Genius Street for just a second. I'll show you this old church if I can. There it is. Ed Merrick Memorial Field. If you don't like what you see, volunteer. Good motto. So we're getting back to the real guts of Coalwood's company. In just a second we'll be there. Where a lot of it still stands, fortunately. We've been blessed with that. As a man who loves history. And I don't know what's up with this building here to the left. Might be the old clubhouse. I need a company store. I'll get out and walk around. Just want to give you a look at it early, and then I'll start figuring my footsteps out here. Sherman Sires Lane, and he is one of the Rocket Boys. In fact, Snake Root Branch Road, and that name predates Coalwood, actually. But I thought some folks might like to see Von Braun Court. There's a good name. Get down here, and then I'll get out in just a minute and walk around and show you some of that stuff. So don't bail on me, I just want to give you a shot of the residential area here, and then there's some really neat houses here, super sloped roofs. Really like that look. And unless I'm mistaken, to the left here is Homer Hickam's boyhood home, and I'll show you that better too. Again, I'm not 1,000% sure of that, but pretty sure. I've had a couple of different sources tell me that. And here, of course, is the "Welcome to Coalwood, home of the Rocket Boys" sign. Can only mean you're in Coalwood, home of the Rocket Boys. So I guess it puts it very well. The sign says, "Welcome to Coalwood, West Virginia, home of the Rocket Boys." And literally, I'm right across the street from the home of the ultimate Rocket Boy, Homer Hickam. That was his old home place right here in Coalwood, West Virginia. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. Coalwood Fire Department, they got a little action today. Coalwood churches welcome you. Coalwood welcomes you. Mount Airy Baptist Church. Smokey the Bear even makes an appearance. I see a lot of dogs, holler dogs, and everything else in my travels, but I do believe that's the first holler Shetland pony I've seen. Actually, I don't guess this is a holler, but sounds good. How cute. So we're coming to the National Coal Heritage Area Interpretive Site. In Coalwood, and in between there you can see the machine shop. And there's a church referenced in his book, Rocket Boys. It's a Coalwood Community Park right now, but back in the day it was a functioning coal mine operation. Beautiful home, the George. Glass and whatnot. But still take a look in here. You can see that back there, but the fan's still running. Back in its day, that is where the infamous, actually the famous, not the infamous, the famous rocket was constructed. Now in ruins, but we're actually really blessed and lucky that it's even still standing. So few of these things are. Really saddens me. I wish there was some way of maintaining what was left of this somehow. Looking at the company store. Let's take a little peek inside the larger part of the machine shop. This is no trespassing, so we won't go in. And it appears it's locked anyway. Very interesting to see You don't see hardly any of these standing anymore. In fact, I can't think of another one that I would know of. There's that fan again blowing. The wind's spinning it around. Well, that's a little look inside the machine shop here in Coalwood. There's the church across the road. It was funny, I heard Homer Hickam say once that he called that a low bid church because the denomination was the lowest bidder for. It was company owned, the whole town, but this is a model town. But everything was owned by the company. Lock, stock, and barrel. Churches, store, everything around. It was built on for and by coal. This is a pole that clearly has not been in use for quite a while. And up here we can see anything through the window. A shot of these. I love old stained glass windows. I think that kind of stuff's gorgeous. So this is the main part of where the company operations were. But it's not actually where the mine was located. old sun's glaring pretty bad, but that's the school here in Coalwood. What's left of it, which not a whole lot. I'm guessing visitors are not welcomed up there, but quite a bit of debris leading up the hill to the school anyway. The boyhood home of Homer Hickam, which of course is a private residence now, so always wise to keep a safe distance, but I'd like to enjoy this little trip to Coalwood. Final look at the home. And I'll just take a little swing through to get a little bit of a closer look at Homer Hickam's home place. Just go up the Homer Hickam Lane and take a little look-see. Without trespassing, of course, because that would not be cool. Alright, I'm going to get on the road now, going in the opposite direction. So if you make a left here, which I am about to do, so there's traffic passes. Okay. If you make a left here, you head to Welch eventually. So this shows a little bit more of the type of company houses from back in the day. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at Coalwood, and I wish somebody could tell me what that building is up on the right. I'm not sure. I think it may be a bank. I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, please, thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons and the folks who've donated, who made this video possible. Absolutely would not have made it here today without you guys' support. Thank you so much, and I look forward to showing you more parts of the real Appalachia in the future. And on that note, we'll head on down the road, and hopefully I'm going to hit some more of McDowell County today and have a few more videos for you to come out in the future. So stay on the lookout for those, and if this is your first time, if you like this kind of content, then please consider hitting the old subscribe button and ring the little bell for notifications. That way you won't miss anything that comes out. And if not, well, I hope you guys have a nice life anyway. Thanks. It's a beautiful day in southern West Virginia.